to get these packaged survival meals in.
Oh, I knew that was gonna happen.
I would shoot him, but then he'll blow everything up, so it's not good. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tim, and this is 1000 Point Gaming. Welcome to our series starting on Rimworld. Sorry it took me so long to get another video out of any kind. I was working on some audio issues from the very first World of Tanks and was experimenting with a little bit. Got the audio working really well on a 2-track system, but then I started getting a flickering issue with my editing software. So I had to revert back to the single-track audio, which we are on now. But that being said, let's take a look here at Rimworld. And by that, this is 1.0, and it's not just a brief look. And I have been with Rimworld since Alpha 17. So one of the things that I've never been able to do in all of that time is get my colony off the planet. So that's going to be our victory conditions for this series. We're going to just start a new colony. It is modded. I will put a list of the mods in the description so you can see what we're doing. Let's go ahead and start our new colony. We are going to go with Crash Landed. I like Crash Landed. You get 3 people, and it makes for a fun series. That being said, we're going to go with Cassandra Classic on Savage. We are going to do reload anytime, but we're only going to do that for gameplay purposes. If we have crashing or anything, that's what we'll use that for. This is the honor system. I am not going to restart this game if I destroy my colony, which will probably happen. I'm not going to restart it if we get three videos in and all of a sudden we get destroyed because of my dumb gameplay. So this is only if I am recording and something happens and there's a crash, we can go back and start the recording over again. Let's go ahead and randomize our seed here a little bit. Struggle. Okay. Because I struggled to get them off the planet. We're going to go ahead and leave it at 30% with the normal rainfall, normal temperature, and we'll go ahead and generate. With this, I don't want to be in an environment that's going to be a little easy for us, so we may go out here to the edges where the desert is, something a little bit more north or south so we can have a little bit of a temperature change. As you can see, I do have Nature's Pretty Sweet on here. Oh, Savannah. You know, I really like the Savannah. Actually, I think we're going to play down here. That after I said, oh, we're not going to do anything too easy, we're going to go extreme. Oh, Savannah, hey, look at that. I completely ignored exactly what I was going to say. Year-round growing. Do I really want to do that? Yeah, I do. Let's look for something that has, well, basalt is good. Let's go here. Large hills, basalt, and limestone. We're in between some good factions here, so we have a lot that can go on. We're going to expand the cells here a little bit. Yeah, let's do that. We will do this, though. And as part of it, I'm not going to select any names for this. If you would like your name in this Rimworld series, go ahead and leave a comment in below. And as you comment with your name, I'll put it in a random name generator and assign names to the colonists. If we have 3 people comment and 3 colonists, I will give all 3 people names in here. So let's take a look through this. Jer, with asthma, heart, and artery blockage at 78, I think you're out completely. So we'll just go ahead and do that and look around. John, pretty good. Mining and construction, we really want to keep that. I'm okay with that with the stab scar. Bisexual, transhumanist, steadfast, and impluviophile, not bad. Really loves planting, mining, and construction. John, you're in. Teo, massive intellectual. Chemical fascination can be annoying, but it could give us something to play with. An undergrounder, which is odd that he doesn't really like mining. Another scratch scar, not too bad. Teo, you're in. Wolf, again, look at that mining. Look at the plants. This is all good, but if we see here on our overall team skills, we have nobody to cook and nobody for medical. So now it becomes, what do we want to do? We have John, who is good at construction and mining and planting, and we have Wolf that's good at mining and planting and animals. And I don't typically pick up animals unless they're boombalopes. So that's neither here nor there. And Teo kind of has that. So now it comes down between the mining and the planting. And the thing about it is I need somebody to do each one of those. Well, let's keep looking. So Lou, social is pretty good. Body purist. That would be interesting with the transhumanist. Oh, severe anxiety. That's kind of a no-go for me. Boy. A sickly medic that likes planting. The problem with this is if they're sickly, can get sick more often. That intellectual, man. Okay. Wow. And then Cass has a beautiful social no cook. I don't think anybody can cook worth a spit in this. So it doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter. I mean, nobody has over a 2. Ugh. So I'm not going to take McCarthy. Because if this type of person, food poisoning is going to knock this person out. So I think this is what I'll do. I'll leave John on construction and mining. We'll leave Wolf as our planter and our cooker, which is going to be rough. Teo is going to take care of the intellectual and a little bit of the crafting and also help out with the planting. The other portion of this is we don't have very good fighters, which is going to be very interesting. So let's go ahead and do that. We've got a stab scar, we got a scratch scar and a scratch scar, so they'll all 3 of them be in a little bit of pain, which I am totally okay with. I am going to go to prepare carefully. I'm going to do this because I don't want any animals to begin with, but we're going to leave the rest of this as it is. We'll leave the relationships as they are. Now we have to make a decision on whether or not we want to have our colony build here to get off the planet, or if we're going to travel. So we need to think about that. Before we start out, let's go ahead and hit OK, but we're going to go ahead and pause it really quick because I want to take a look at the map and see what the best place to defend. And well, the best place to be is right here in the center. And this is where we're going to start. We may just push it up top here a little bit and kind of continue to grow ourselves out just a little bit, or maybe over here to the side. We've got a good amount of limestone. We've got a little bit of basalt near us, which is fine. And basalt, I like it because it has a high hit point damage for the outer walls, and using it kind of as the outer walls to deter people from trying to mine through. I mean, it doesn't really, but it can deter some of them to mine through. And it gives you time that if all your colony is up in the corner and you're getting hammered on down in the far corner, you have time to maneuver your people to get into position. It looks like we could potentially have an ancient danger here and here, which is not good, but it could be a little bit fun as we're going further into the episodes. We've got a little bit of plasteel right there. We've got a lot of steel just kind of in this area. The only thing that I don't see in the immediate area, which is a little concerning, is compact machinery. I honestly don't see any compact machinery on the map. I've got a little bit there. That could be grim as we move on. Got a little bit over here. And we've got some down here. So we may have to travel for that compact machinery, which is fine. It's just going to be a pain. It's going to be a pain. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up stuff before everybody lands. So we're going to put our stockpile zone up here. This is where everything is going to be. Let's go ahead and unforbid all of our goo here. Go ahead and haul all the junk and stuff. And actually, John, I think you're my best shot, so you go ahead and take the battle rifle. Wolf, I think you're my best fighter, so go ahead and take the plasteel knife. And Teo, go ahead and take the hand cannon. After Wolf, we'll do that, and that, and that, and we'll all. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is this. I will be back right after I get this set up. Okay, I think we have it set. So this is how I'm going to do it. When John wakes up in the morning, I want him to look for something to mine, then construct, then grow, and then finally clean if he has nothing else to do. Teo is going to wake up, look for something to research, then look for something to craft, grow, and then construct. And then Wolf is going to get up, and barring the warden in the negotiation, she is going to look for something to cook, look for growing opportunities, and then from there looking for cleaning and hauling opportunities. Everybody is set to plant cut because I basically say cut this plant or harvest this thing. Same with hauling, same with patient and firefighting and bed rest, mostly for bruises and scratches and things like that. And then we can tell people to do different things as they warrant injury. We have Teo as our main doctor, but it looks like if we put everybody at least on a 9, we can go to our medical and say, okay, everybody can self-tend. Let's go ahead and put that down there to not take our best medicine. We're going to go ahead and tell everybody when you wake up in the morning, Wolf, since you are our cook, you wake up a little bit earlier, you have anything to do, then you go to work, take a little bit of anything, and then a little bit of recreation at the end of the day. Teo, when you wake up, I actually want you to, we're going to have you sleep a little bit longer of the day. When you wake up, you're going to do 3 hours of anything. You're going to have 4 hours. Perfect. That should be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hours of sleep. And then we will just leave John on as a normal, quote, that in quotation marks, normal rotation. Okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and do that. We will set this not to do self home zone. We will start moving things around. Okay, let's speed this up and get things going. John, right off the bat, I think we are going to mine this out here because we're going to start building out of steel. Oh. Well, that makes it so much easier, John and Wolf. Okay, that makes it much easier for me to go ahead and build a structure. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and build this out of steel, because we can reclaim the steel a little bit later when we start our crafting of stone blocks. So we're going to keep it pretty simple. We're going to just do a little area like that, and then let's just go ahead and split off 2 little rooms that aren't going to be quite symmetrical. That's going to bother me just a little bit, so we're going to do that. And then that way, so they don't do it. So that way they have at least a room to deal with here and here, and we can go with that. And go just moving, John just going. See, and having this high mining, and actually I could even put Wolf. I mean, Wolf, if you have nothing better to do, go mine. With the 12, we can mine through things. Oh shoot, I forgot to put in a front door. Let's go ahead and do that really fast. You know, and having that ability to mine so fast is going to help in the early game. So that being said, we are going to do right off the bat a stonecutter's table. We could probably put this outside for the time being, and we do want a simple research bench right off the bat. Why not put this in? Furniture wise, well, we got a double bed, have a single bed. Okay, I want them to do beds first. Theo, can you work on these? I don't want to blow all the wood on this and this when we definitely need it. Perfect. Ooh, awful. It's good enough for now. It's going to allow them to... Oh. Struck that. Well, he gets normal. Way to go, Teo. They're sleeping together, so they get an awful rickety bed. I'm gonna stick a post right in the middle of them, and I get a good bed. Poor Teo. Poor Teo. Poor Teo. Feel so bad for him, but not really. He'll get over it. Try chop this. Oh, start these growing zones. So 7 by 7. 7. This one is going to be rice. Find it. And I don't know if I have heal root ability quite yet. I do. Look at that. Does Wolf have heal root ability? Yes. And potentially Devil Strand early in the game. Oh ho. So we are right off the bat going to go ahead and put in, we might as well take advantage of the power situation and put in a wind turbine. We're going to have to chop these trees down, which is fine. We'll probably use the... Oh, and just so I don't get a... I don't like it. I don't like that stupid table debuff. I hate it. Hate it. It doesn't make any sense. You know, you haven't really lived it, until you have eaten a bowl of cereal in your underwear over the sink, and that's just what I imagine that they're doing. You know, they grab their packet survival meal and they just kind of stand over a makeshift sink that doesn't really exist, and they just kind of eat their meal. I mean, it's exciting. So I don't know why they get a debuff for that, for eating without a table. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, there's a lot of things about this game that doesn't make sense to me, but it's probably because I can't figure it out. I'm not that smart. So we're going to go ahead and do, let's just do any stone blocks. Let's just do until we have 210. Pause when you're at 25. We'll keep it at a limited radius. I think that'll work. That'll work for the time being. And then we'll start slowly replacing these steel walls back with what is this, limestone? We'll start replacing these steel walls with limestone and start building ourselves out, and start kind of building a wall for our colony, which we could probably start thinking about now. So let's start thinking about this. Let's start here. Let's think about it. And typically I don't do walls. I typically leave stuff open, and I think I'm just going to go with that. I don't know. I am like an open colony kind of guy. But we will put up defensive boxes. I say that, but eventually what's probably going to happen is I want to force people to fight me a certain way. So I may force them to come through here. But this is just wide open. So we may just have to make some defensive points and things like that. So what we'll probably end up doing is this. Let's just put out some, just kind of like post up points. So that way if people come in, we have at least some sort of guard that we can hide behind. And this is what happened when I lost against the 28 ostriches. I had post up points like this and they just stormed in. So I have to rethink about that later in the game. I'm not going to think about it too much early on. We know that some of the raids early on are very easy to, speaking of, let's put these guys on attack. They're easy to deal with. But as we get a little bit later on, when we're getting stormed by huge waves, we need to think about closing this off. But I think I'm going to do it as my colony, depending on what I want to do. I think I'm going to have my colony start kind of building in here, and then we'll start kind of cutting things off and forcing people through a certain way. And what I may do is make like kill box lane or something like that, where this is like part of my colony is here, part of my colony is here, and enemies have to run this way to get to a bulk of what's going on, and just being able to hit them in the interim. You know, we could do 2 lanes, which would be really kind of neat. So basically we have one lane here that's basically a death trap lane, and we shut the doors on it when no raid is coming, and then we have a lane above it and a lane below it that's like the pass-through lane. And then when we get raided, we can shut the doors on the pass-through lane and then open up the, like, you know, death alley, and they have to traverse that death alley in order to get to us. We could experiment with that. That actually, you know, we'll experiment with a couple of things and see what we want to do. We need to get these packaged survival meals in.
Oh, I knew that was gonna happen.
I would shoot him, but then he'll blow everything up, so it's not good. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll just do that. Get this off. You know, John, just take that in. We don't need that kind of shenanigans.
I says no shenanigans to you. I says no.
Teo, can we do that fast? Oh, research. Battery. We'll probably do battery, and then we'll go to solar panels. That's usually the typical 1-2 that I do. And then we have some other mods here. More vanilla turrets that we'll work on. RT mods, which gives us basic fuses. This comes in really handy. I wish that they would put this in general gameplay, because it makes a lot of sense to have circuit breakers and stuff like that. And then medical supplies. This is kind of neat. The multivitamins is really neat, especially for food poisoning. Capuro's mods, which gives us painting and periodine production. And then vegetable garden, which I do like this one as well. So we're going to go ahead and send away they for which they will not be named, our guests. So hospitality mod is in here, so we'll go ahead and do that. We shall put in a wall light. I do like these wall lights. I think they are simple. They don't use a lot of power. Wow, look at that thing going. That is going to give us a lot. So getting those batteries up is going to be really important. The other thing that we're going to have to do that's really super duper important is placing these walls. We're going to start like that. See, started and stopped just like that. Bam. Let's place these outer walls as best we can. This will be the start of our freezer. And we can continue to shuffle things down. One of the things that I like to do is I like to make independent bedrooms. I think we may use these as kind of our capture in our hospital, or the beginning of our capture in our hospital. This may be our prison here, and then we can kick our hospital out just a little bit this way. We don't have anything to cook, but we do have our... Oh, here we go. Since it looks like we'll be here for a while, Wolf thinks that we should give our faction a name. What should our faction be called? Dear God, let us not die. Because I actually want to get everybody off the planet this time. And we should also have a settlement name. So we are going to name Sleepville. That's not too bad. Eel. The Hatworth. Let's go with the Hatworth. Okay, we are Dear God, Let Us Not Die and Hatworth. All right. John, can we just build these tables, please? This is... Okay. Let's go ahead and harvest that little. So even though we're out on the savannah, wood is going to be somewhat of a luxury. Do I have another crafter? Let's put you at 6, Wolf. Craft away. Oh, I need to get these components inside because they are not roofed and they are going to die. Component. Let's move those. I don't much care about the pants. We can. I mean, the pants will be taken care of pretty quick. Mad Squirrel. Where is Mad Squirrel? Oh, Wolf. Oh, here it goes. It's going down. Wolf, go ahead and recruit. You stand here. John, I'm going to recruit you and bring you over here. We'll see if we can kite this squirrel a little bit. I cross over. Oh. Squirrel. Little squirrel. Okay, now this is kind of funny that I am trying to pursue. There we go. Oh, nice shot, John. As you notice, I do have run and gun on, which could be problematic or a little bit later in the game. So we'll have to see how that is. And I may have to nerf it a little bit on my side and on the side of the NPCs. It can be a little problematic. So we'll see. We'll see. Is there anything else I can mine that I need immediately that's within the local? I could go grab that plasteel. Ooh, that guy. Oh, we have one of our better hunters. Now, Cougar, if I can keep him, so what I'll do is I like to watch where the hunters go and then they kill their prey and then I just kind of take it because it's meat, but I don't have my meat locker and stuff set up quite yet. So we'll worry about that here in a little bit. Okay, that's done. So let's go right for solar panel. I didn't even look to see where there was geo. Got one down there. Got one over here. So that's not bad. Okay, go ahead and build us up the battery. Power. The battery. I'm going to go ahead and stuff it in here with the full knowledge that this could be a problem later on down the line. Storage space for a squirrel. So that. What's going on here? Why is construction taking so long? Stool. Yep. Thank you. Okay. Whew. Perfect. And as it starts to spiral up, John, are you rested enough? Not really. That awful bed. A wolf is going to take care of it. That awful bed is going to be a problem. Teo, just wake up and take care of that. I want to kind of capture. Okay. I wanted to capture some of it, but apparently we don't want to do that today. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I want to capture some of this. That way we can start putting in a cooking stove and we can start cooking simple meals. We also have our refrigerator that is going in, so we can talk about putting in coolers. Actually, I want to put the over-the-wall coolers in. Well, let's look at that. Let's do that. Perfect. I like the over-the-wall coolers because it doesn't destroy the wall. So if you want to take it out and move it, you don't tear down the wall, blast out all of your coolness, the temperature that you have in there. So it makes it a lot easier to deal with. Gazelle self-tamed. We don't need a gazelle. Can you milk them? Intermediate trainability, has a good market value. Okay. Well, since you are a wild animal, let's go ahead and rename this to grazing. Let's say grazing things, except for being here. Know what you mean? You're putting this down. That means that's the only place they're gonna go. Boink. Just invert it, put them on grazing. Get out of here, gazelle. Beat feet, sucker. All right, let's go ahead and pull our power. Like so. Let's do that. Perfect. We'll get floors and stuff going. I'm not going to keep that as it is for right now. I think what we're going to do, again, keeping that open concept, I think I'm going to start building some rooms off to the side. And the other part of the reason why I like doing that is if you have an internal compound where they're never allowed to go outside and it's all in case they get the cabin fever, and I don't want to do that. So even the walking from, we have a block of residences over here and they just walk to the production area. That alone is enough to make sure that they don't get that debuff. I did have a residential block kind of format that I used to do, and I may bring that back because it allowed for an open foyer with rooms dotted around it, and it worked really well, especially with some raids, because it would force some of the raiders into this area, and you can spread your guys out in a room and kind of get them into a multiple. Okay, now we have a squirrel. I don't want. Oh, Jesus! I didn't want all of these animals. Isn't that just the way it goes? But having that open, all right, okay. I guess this thing is really serious. So Wolf told John she wants to spend the rest of her life with him. John agreed, and the two are now engaged. At some point in the coming days or quadrums, they will have their marriage ceremony and invite all the colonists. Poor Teo. He is going to be so distraught. He's not going to make a good bed for him. Yeah, let's consider a marriage spot. How about here in the fields? Here in the fields, yep. Next to the rice. Perfect. You know what? I've got his hauling. Let's switch it. I think that's going to fix it. And now the next thing is we can take down this wall, punch this out a little bit. Let's go ahead and start thinking about how we're going to do these living quarters. So kind of what I do, just need to find a good place to put it. Kind of stuffed in here, and I don't want to take up any of my farmland, although I can kick farmland out really. So let's do it. Let's start it down here. And okay, something to this effect on both sides, although I quite recall this being a little bit tighter, rather than having something so open. Okay, this is how I envisioned it. I quite recall this being a little bit tighter, but I'm glad that it's got a little bit of openness on it. So basically what you have is that you have your rooms in this effect here. So you've got basically this quad of 6. And with that quad of 6, you've also got kind of a central plaza area where you can put some sort of recreation and things like that. And then you can also put your heating, and you can also put your cooling in this. That way, oh, that's why. Because I know what I did. Okay, so it kind of goes like this. Now I remember. Because they need a door and a vent here on each side, so we actually have to kick it back out. Okay, let me fix this here. Okay, that is what it is. In effect, you have this quad that's here, this little reception area here that's in the middle. You have 6 bedrooms that are around the side. They each have a door and a vent. You also put your coolers and heaters or anything else that you want to kind of put in here as part of that event. Now, granted, I am very close to where I have my current kind of defenses, but these defenses can be pushed out so we can have a little bit of room here and a little bit of room here. But the other part about it is as raiders come in, they want to have a tendency to go in here because our bedrooms are the thing that some raiders want to destroy. So that being said, you can hide colonists in here, bring them in one at a time, funnel them in, and use it kind of as a kill box in and of itself. So it isn't that hard to defend this area. However, during a siege, this is very vulnerable. But we are going to do this. So we'll have one quad here, and this allows us at least up to, in theory, 12 colonists, or between 6 and 12 colonists in theory. So this will be more than enough. But what we'll do for the time being is we'll probably just pair off this little bit here plus this little outer portion. So we'll probably just do this as the structure for the time being. Is a little bit of this. And a little bit of just that, just straight out. So the outer doors will be steel. The inner doors will be wood, if I can find it. Yeah, let's go there and let's go there. Yeah, that should be 1, 2, 3, 4. That's okay. Typically it's 5, but that's fine. That's probably why I have it as 10 by 10. But let's go ahead and start that. That is going to be our area for our colonists. This will be eventually turned back into a prison and possibly a hospital. Go ahead and set these coolers. We'll have one running at 30 and one running at 34. That way, if we get down to 34, everything should be okay. Limestone is still being made. Let's take this. Actually, let's do this. Let's go zone, stockpile, boink. Clear all preferred. Do all the foods. We will clear all the foods here. Just make sure that's cleared there. Let's go ahead and move foods. And foods, good to go. Okay. And there it is. There is our first raid. A group of tribespeople from Banzo have arrived. They will prepare for a little while. Dragonfly. Chatty, abrasive, ugly, but straight. Has great plants, melee, and shooting. We need to be careful with this person. We can't take them on one-on-one with melee. However, I think I would not mind having this person as another colonist. So let's keep our eye on how this is going to shake down. And John is getting these up. I'm assuming that this person is going to kind of funnel this way. So we need to be... Oh, and it came right at the right time. So Teo has a shot frenzy. That is going to help out immensely. So what we'll probably do as Dragonfly comes in, which I'm assuming, again, is going to probably use this and kind of skirt in this way. We will go ahead and put Wolf on this side. We will put Teo closer, and we'll put John out, so John can start shooting as Dragonfly is coming in. As she gets closer, Teo will start taking shots, and then as it gets closer, Wolf can kind of kite her and keep her in the kill zone, and we can even kite this way, so John can shoot from here, and Teo can shoot from here and here. And even if Dragonfly starts making a beeline right for Teo, we can move Teo out. So that is not going to be bad strategy at all. That rice and root fast. Even though I don't want these, I need to put the corpses on. Even though I don't want those animals, I wonder if it would be worth it to keep the gazelles around. I need to think about that. Let's go ahead and move this apparel in just in case if we happen to capture Dragonfly. We can give Dragonfly a pair of pants so we can try to recruit this person. Do we have John? Let me work on that and let somebody else do this. Perfect. This whole thing, we not roof this whole thing. We roof? Oh, you know what? It's probably not in the home zone. That's why. Okay. Set these in the home zone so they get repaired on west. Let's move this over just in case if that gets fit. Have this in home zone just in case if it catches on fire. Okay, good to go. Let's move that rice back in. Solar panel, perfect. Okay. Oop. So we're starting the attack. I need to think about how I'm going to configure this. This is going to go boop. Boop. This is actually going to have out of steel. And do that. This is going to be chopped down because it's just going to... Okay, Dragonfly. All right, so let's get everybody up. Recruit, let's go here. John, I want you here. Teo, I want you here. Wolf, I want you here. All right, come get some. And that's where we're going to go ahead and leave it for today. In the next episode, we will check and see if Dragonfly survives and wipes out our entire colony, or if we are able to take Dragonfly down. Also in the next episode, hopefully we can get this bedroom up and running. We are going to start production on some meals, and we'll just open this up a little bit so we can have our stove and our stone cutting. And we'll just kind of keep expanding and see where this takes us. All right, this has been Tim. This has been 1000 Point Gaming. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. It really does help out a lot. And until next time, I'll see you later. Take care.